All right, welcome to a new edition of the NFL show here, part of the Ernest Week podcast. I'm your host, Ernest EJ Christian, as we are now 2 weeks into the new season, well, preseason rather. Of course, joined here by America's Favorite Degenerate, of course, Zachary. Zach, what's going on, brother? Sorry. I thought you, my bad. I didn't unmute you. Zach, once again, how are you? Sorry about that.
I'm doing good. I finally got to watch some football.
How much football did you watch? How much football have you actually watched in these first 2 weeks so far? I'm
Only,
curious.
literally only highlights because they show everything on the NFL fucking network, and I don't get it.
Yeah. Oh God, wow, that sucks. What do you mean you don't get it? Like you have to pay extra for that for you?
Yeah, so we got so many other fucking cable subscriptions,
You do?
that the only Xfinity we use is the free Xfinity through our HOA,
Okay.
and it doesn't offer NFL Network. You get
That sucks,
ESPN
dude.
1, 2, and the news, but you can't
Ugh.
get NFL Network.
I always wonder what it's like to be a cable subscriber now because I haven't had cable in my home, no lie, probably in 12 years.
You know,
Because I've if I want something like the NBA package or the NFL package, whatever it be, I just order it and call it a day. You know, I know last year I made a decision not to order anything last year. Just because I was trying to cut costs on stuff here. I might now I do get Red Zone. I do get NFL Plus, which comes to the Red Zone and NFL Network and stuff. But I get that seasonally though. I cancel it immediately when the season's over. Like I don't need it after that.
yeah, I mean that's what we've always done with the NFL Red Zone is order
Right.
that right when the season starts and then cancel it
It's,
right on.
it's worth it, man. Like I said, I'll pay $50 a month for it because I'm going to be home. I'm going to watch the games and the red zones are what I always
Yeah.
use, and that's fine. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, today's episode we're gonna keep it simple. This is technically part one of our season preview. Um, we do this every year. We do the rankings. We do the actual wins losses. So this week we're gonna rank all the 32 quarterbacks or quarterback situations entering the NFL season for 2026. So we're gonna go from 32 to 1. We were gonna have our boy Chris with us tonight, but last minute he could not make it. So he has promised he will be with us next week for our actual season preview. When we do all the win loss totals and the secret over under, and those are my favorite, my 1A 1B favorite show of the year, of course, on this feed. So without further ado, Zachary, the Degenerate, who is your number 32 quarterback or quarterback situation in the league right now? Dead last.
So dead last, I feel like there actually has to be an honorable mention first.
Wait a minute.
So
How's that work? There's only 32 teams, buddy.
yeah, but coming in at 33
Oh God.
is the Cleveland Browns.
Oh my God.
They do not deserve a place 1 through 32. There are legitimately six backups in the league that deserve to get placed in 32nd place before you even mention the Cleveland Browns.
32, bro. Oh my God.
Yeah, so at 32, I have Mac Jones, Jameis Winston, Andy Dalton, guys like that.
Wow. So they're that bad. You're going to put every other backup that's actually worth a damn in the NFL ahead of Deshaun Watson and Shador Sanders. Which, by the way, we got a report today. Now, we're recording this on a Sunday. So this is going to run on Tuesday. So by the time we run this podcast, they may have decided who's the quarterback. But as recording, they hadn't decided on who. They said that Monday morning they'll decide on the quarterback.
Look, they need to trade a pick. They need to trade a pick for Cooper Rush, even. All right, that's how bad that situation is.
They need to bring back Nick Chubb and make him play quarterback for once. Shit, he's probably better at than these two. Oh no. Two for me is actually that same situation, though. To be fair, is the bottom of the barrel of the Shador Sanders, Deshaun Watson. You see Watson the other day? He's all mad about people booing him and stuff. Like
he won't even throw past the line of scrimmage. You don't deserve to be on the football field if you won't throw past the line of scrimmage. Come on,
bro. Bro. But they have every reason this year. Every reason. So look at I started to be and or all right, buddy, what you got? You know? Okay, you there? All right.
All right, now you're back in.
Okay.
Your whole 32. I couldn't understand any of it. It
Yeah,
like
sorry.
froze up everything.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. All right, 31, buddy.
At 31, it's Arizona. Jacoby Brissett, he could throw for 300 yards. Won one game. Went 1-11 last season. Has
Okay.
never been anything other than a backup who just takes snaps. And then you got Beck, who I'm not sure is a starting quarterback in the league.
That's interesting. That's them that low. So the Brissett or Carson Beck. Now we think that Brissett will be the starter week 1, but I think last week's show we discussed this that we can see a world where Carson Beck's starting by week 4, week 5.
Yeah.
So, right. 31 for me is Malik Willis in Miami. Again,
Ooh.
I mean, look, I can't use the Green Bay stuff as the is any that's about him. Is the situation is bad.
Yeah,
Bad
no.
line. They're going to rely on A-Chain the entire season because that's all they have is Devon A-Chain. That is it, bro. So they are shit. They'd be on shit's creek. They are going to be if they win more than my wife even said the other day. She goes like, so she asked me what was the double or runner? I told him it was 4.5. It goes like, is he under good? I go yes.
Yeah.
I may bet that under. We'll get to that next week on the show, but yeah, Malik Willis at 31. I hope it as well. I like the Dolphins, but we know coming to this year what this was a rebuilding year, and they're literally rebuilding from the ground up now. So, all right, 30. Who do you got?
At 30, I have Malik Willis. I think he's better than Shador, Deshaun, Jacoby, Carson,
Dylan, Gabriel.
Yeah, he's better than all of those guys from Arizona and Cleveland. So Miami's coming in at 30. Maybe he's actually grown and learned how to play the position while in Green Bay. So
30 for me. I'm going to take the number 1 pick in the draft, Fernando Mendoza. Not because he's not any good, just because again, another guy that like I said, I see a world where he'll be a top 16 quarterback in the league in a couple of years, but he's not in a good situation right now. So he may leave up this board next year when we do this podcast again in a year from now. But going to this year, though, given the Raiders situation, I don't see him being any, at least for the time being, he'll add some degree, but this will be a bumpy year for him. So you got to give him that. All right, 29. You got
29 for me. It's the blue tent and the Mercedes Dome, Atlanta. All right, the 2 most fragile quarterbacks in the entire league. I'm taking that situation.
Yeah, I don't blame you, bro. And by the way, I have him a little higher than you, but there's a lot of folks that have him right here, and some people I've heard people say things that are actually they're lower than that number you have here. So here's what I was saying. We'll get to in a second with that. But 29 for me is the combination of Jacoby Brissett and Carson Beck. Again, Brissett, not a bad backup to have down the road, but again, another team that's really bad. They're a really bad team. So, that's what it is. I mean, the Cardinals are just trash. Another team that may not win more than 3 games this year.
And a team with so many offensive weapons, and they are just being wasted right now.
Yeah. All right, 28 for you, buddy.
At 28, this is where I have the number 1 pick, Mendoza. I honestly believe he should start week 1 just because he's going to be playing the Miami Dolphins at home.
Yeah.
And after that, the next 4 or 5 weeks, I don't think it'd be safe to put him out on the field. But if you were to start him anytime in the first 6 weeks, you might as well start him week 1.
Yeah. All right, 28 for me is Geno Smith in New York. I mean, he should be a little higher than this though, but again, another I have to look at the situation too. The Jets are going to be really bad this year. Let's be real.
Oh yeah,
they're going to be bad. Another one thing you're noticing this year is that there's going to be a lot of really, 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 really bad teams Like even though they're normally their years, the teams will be 4 wins, 5 wins, 3 wins here and there. They're competitive sometimes, at least. These teams we're mentioning here, the Browns, the Dolphins, the Raiders, the Cardinals, and now the Jets, they're going to be so bad that it's going to feel historically bad. Like there's a lot. The laps run bad, with this, and I think they're going to be horrifically bad this year. There's going to be like a 5-team race, 6-team race for number 1 pick in the draft this year, and a serious one too at that. So, but yeah, Geno at number 28 for me. All right, 27. What you got?
All right. 27 is where guys actually have legitimate stakes in the league. They're bona fide starters, unlike the trash we just talked about. And I have Geno Smith.
Okay.
At the very bottom of the top 27.
Yeah. Yeah.
I felt like when I'm comparing the Jets to Oakland last year, Oakland had better weapons, and he was god awful then. So it's gonna be even worse this year.
Yeah. 27 for me is that same situation in Atlanta. Now, here's my thing with that. You have probably the 2 most injury prone quarterbacks in the league on the same team. But is there a world that if they actually stay upright, can they take this team to win the division? Also correct. Because not for nothing, Atlanta's roster is really good. Their problem is that quarterback situation. Everything else is pretty decent. So if there's a world where Tua somehow, he'll be probably do with 1 starter, and he plays well, he gets let's say you see 50% of what he was even 3-4 years ago. That in that division, that's good enough to win the division. So, do you buy some Tua stock now while it's low? If you got the money, go ahead and throw it. Why not? Comeback player of the year? Why not? Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. So, but yeah, the situation is bad because will they stay healthy? There's possibility they both get hurt this year. And now what? Who's the 3rd string? You know what I mean? So, yeah, 27 for those 2 there. All right, 26. Zach, what you got?
At 26, I have last year's number 1 pick, Cam Ward.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I believe he could go into the top 20 by the end of this season because he has far better weapons than he had last year. But I've got to see it before he moves up the list. I'm putting you where you earned it from last season, and so you're 26 on my board right now.
He's close to me. He's close. 26 for me is Tyler Shuck, a chauvinist. I don't know.
Ooh.
But he's the guy, though, that we said in the podcast last week, the second-year guys who can make the biggest jump. We both agreed this is the guy that can do it. So I'm expecting him to, by the time we do this podcast next year, he might be a top 16 quarterback. It's very possible. With all the shifting going on this year we're expecting in the league with these players, there's a world we see him jump 10 spots, next year. So I say 26 only because it's an entry-level thing, but I expect him to be out of the top 20 by the end of this year. So Tyler Shuck for me at 26. All right, 25 for you.
At 25 for me, it's the 5'8" midget in Carolina, man. Bryce Young. You took 3 years to just throw 3,000 yards in 16 NFL games.
Yeah.
In a pass-happy league,
I was just going to say
where the running backs could throw for 200 yards, you struggle to get 200 yards. You are number 25 on my list.
I'm he's right there with me too. Also, I'm close to him. 25 for me is Cam Ward. Yes, he has more weapons this year. Cam Ward is very talented, but I don't expect Tennessee to be much better than they were last year. I know their overrun number moved a little more north, but I still think it'll be under. We'll get that next week, obviously. But I want to see some growth this year from Cam Ward. That was a really bad team last year he played on Tennessee. Really bad team.
Oh yeah.
So I don't want to knock him for that, but he's 25 for me, Cam Ward. All right, 24 for you.
At 24 for me, It's Jackson Dart.
Mhm.
He would be higher on the list, but I just don't trust he's smart enough not to get himself killed on a football field.
I agree 100%. And bro, for the record, you and I are in the pocket pretty much. Like we're like one off of each other. Okay.
Yeah,
Because 24 is Bryce Young for me. For the same
I
reason.
get it. You got swayed a little by Chris over the
Right.
last couple days.
For the record, the Bryce Young thing, was he being okay? A little inside baseball since he can't be here to defend himself. We'll put him on the jump street. Was he being serious about Bryce Young being in the top 10?
There's no way.
No,
No way you have a guy that who could not win more than 8 games in the NFC South and throw for barely 3,000 yards as a top 10 quarterback.
Because Chris knows what he's.
Don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Like seriously, Chris, you know what you're doing, bro? Like seriously, like this is not Madden, okay? 27, okay? Man, 26, okay?
I swear
Bryce
he
Young
just
top
knows how to
10?
push my buttons. He does it just to push my buttons.
And for the record, being in the pocket to say, I'll go ahead and jump you quick on 23. That's why I had Jackson Dart for record, 23. So for the same reason you just said with Jackson Dart, like he should be in the top 20, maybe top 16.
Yeah.
But for the same reason you just said, are you gonna play more than 10 games this year? Are you gonna be available for your team to play in the first place? That's why. So I agree with you. He's in that mid-20 spot. I agree. So 23 for you.
At 23 for me, this is Tyler Shutt.
Okay.
I feel like he proved it the last 9 weeks of the season. He is a legitimate starter in this league.
I like him. I do like him. I like what I saw at the end of the year. Again, nobody's watching Saints football past week 10, which I get. But those games still matter. They still matter for draft stock, for draft position and jobs next year. So while you people weren't watching, he was producing. So let's see if that is a starting point for what he can be beyond this year. Who's 22 for you?
At 22 for me, I have Kyle Murray.
So do I.
Another 5'8" guy that I just don't trust enough, but early in his career, he had glimpses of greatness with Cliff Kingsbury as his coach.
So I also have him there 22 as well. And here's the thing too also with that. I actually wanted to put him higher than that coming into the year because he's actually on a better team. Okay.
Yeah.
He enters the team. He won a job already. He already won a job for the record. Okay. With a top 3 receiving core in football. There's no excuse now. There's none.
Yeah.
You don't get like I was on the show 2 weeks ago with you. If he fails here, I can see his career being done after this. Not a backup role. I think teams will just punt on him going forward.
Yeah, and I'd argue he has a top 10 offensive line and probably a top 5 offensive minded coach in the league. So
correct, absolutely, without question. So this you talk about pressure this year. I think this guy, outside of top guys like Josh Allen, Lamar, and all those guys win Super Bowls, I think Kyle Murray more than anything else has the most pressure this year of any quarterback in the league.
absolutely.
I think his actual career's on the line here, honestly. So Kyle Murray 22 for me, 21 for you, buddy.
Mr. Indiana Jones, a guy who was an MVP candidate for the first half of last season. I have him at 21 just because he's coming off of a severe injury.
Guess what? So do I. That's all in the pocket, bro. We're either one off or we're right in the mid, right there.
Yeah.
And another guy that I would have put him higher, based on last year. But again, off injury. Now he is gonna be healthy week 1, most likely. They said he's really clear to play, practice, all this stuff. But we gotta see it. We gotta see it. But was last year a fluke? I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, 21 is right in the pocket for us, man. So I agree with you. All right, 20. We're in the top 20 now.
Top 20. Can you believe the oldest man in football currently? He's coming in at number 20 on my list. Aaron Rodgers.
We're close. We're close again. I'm not quite there yet. 20 for me is CJ Stroud.
Wow.
CJ Stroud, he's got to improve, dude. That playoff game last was a disaster. He hasn't gotten better since rookie year. I'm a Stroud guy for the record. I'm the guy that had in my top 10, I think, last. Was it last year or before that? You guys give me shit for that. Having been in my
No,
top
I
10.
think it was the year before.
Right.
Coming off his rookie season.
And record, you guys are correct on that. You guys are right. So, but again, he's got to show it. He's been on a downswing. Now Houston's a good team. They should win the South again this year because they're that damn good. But CJ Stroud is the key that makes this team a Super Bowl contender versus a whatever playoff team that's out in first round, maybe second round. If he steps up again, and shows signs of what he was rookie year, this is a team in the AFC that can go to the Super Bowl this year. But you got to see it from CJ Stroud. You got to see it. So there you go. All right. So number 19 for you.
And number 19 for me, CJ Stroud. I cannot believe how far he has fallen.
Yeah. I'm with you. So you and I did the same thing. We swapped. So I have 19. I'm Aaron Rodgers. So we swapped. We're in the pocket again. And again, this is last year in the league. Does he go out with a bang? We'll see. I will say probably one of the most important preseason stories this year is the Steelers' backups because they're auditioning for next year because they won't be bad enough to get a quarterback in the first round, high in the first round next year because even with Rodgers and whatever, they'll still win 8, 9, 10 games this year. Okay, so their future might be hinged on Will Howard or Drew Aller. So the most important. I think one of the most important storylines of this preseason is actually the Steelers' quarterback situation for next year. You know, unless they go after Baker Mayfield, somebody of that nature. I don't know. But in the meantime, Rodgers at 19, maybe goes on the bang. Who knows? Him and McCarthy, one last ride. Who knows? So, but we'll see what happens. All right, 18 for you.
18 for me, the sunshine. Trevor Lawrence.
Me too. 18 as well. My God, bro. We are in the fuck. This is so not. There's no controversy right now. I feel like maybe top 10 will have more pushback. But right now,
I'm pretty sure. I'm almost certain my top 2 are going to be controversial for you.
Maybe. So, we'll see. I got 18 as well too also. And again, people are going to say, well, they went 13-4 last year. I could do that. I mean, okay, good. But he's like CJ Stroud in a sense, though. There's no consistency there. One great year, then 2 bad years coming up. Can I see another great year this year? Now we're talking. So we'll see what happens there. I think last year he was even in the top 20. Wasn't he last year in the top 20?
No.
I think exactly. He's actually trending up now. Somewhat, if you will.
Yeah. At least with me, he's trending up.
Yeah, you were not big on him at all. So, all right, 17 for you. What do you got?
At 17 for me, I have Brock Purdy.
Wow. There's our first big
yeah.
Here between you and I. And you're one of the most Purdy guys in the world. Hold on.
I am, but as I was making this list, maybe I was a little generous to a couple of younger players ahead of him that I have on my list, but he's also become a little injury prone, not to mention the fact
that's true.
He's never really had good offensive weapons, and all his weapons always get hurt.
But they win in spite of, though.
Yes, but they win even when he's not on the field. Like, that's how good that team is.
So it's more about Kyle Shanahan than anything else.
Yeah.
Right. I will say as much. I don't have my top 10, but you're the guy that was saying for a good couple of years that this is a top 10 guy.
Yeah, I mean, I argued that. I think last year he was borderline top 10. I might have had him top 10. I'd have to go back and check.
That's just interesting. I'm a little shocked, bro.
Yeah, no, I definitely have him top 10 last year. But
I'm not shocked he's not in your top 10. I'm shocked he's this low. I'm a little shocked based on that. And he had a great when he was healthy. Obviously, he had a good year last year. But again, yeah. I think the argument you have there will make sense to the fact that he's not healthy as often. So maybe that's the play there. All right, 17 for me. I got Bo Nix, a guy who had moments last year, but a guy who's not consistent. He'll have one great game, and then he'll have one mid game here, and then one great game here, and one mid game here. And Okay, he's a good quarterback. Can we see consistency from this guy? Stay tuned. I think this honestly. I think there's a bunch between. I'll say between 12 and 18 can all be top 10 quarterbacks by next year if they show some promise this year.
Yeah, and they're also just toss-ups. You can
Right.
float all those
Absolutely.
players up and
Right.
down.
Right. All right, 16. Who you got, bud?
16, Mr. Inconsistent. Mr. Fourth Quarter, Mr. Inconsistent, Bo Nix.
So right in the pocket again. Yeah.
Yeah.
16 for me is Jordan Love. This is the guy that, he has shown signs to be a top 10 guy. And then when you start buying into him, then things just kind of like fall off, dude.
Yeah, I wanted to be harsher on him. I got him a little higher on my list.
Yeah, I get it. He might be the hardest quarterback to grade, honestly, of this bunch here. Maybe
Yes,
the entire league.
when you go by the measurables and all the stats, he's top 10 every which way possible.
Absolutely. Yes.
So,
but he loves that back foot too, though. Loves that back foot, though. He's got to stop that back foot shit, bro, because that's how I start throwing picks like that, man. So, all right, man. 15 for you.
At 15 for me, Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
For me, this is a make or break season for him. He's either going to get paid by Tampa Bay or Tampa Bay is going to decide to completely tear down the team.
And that's why they didn't pay him. Because I think what they want, I think they are okay with tearing down the team if it means that he doesn't play well. I don't think they want to pay a guy $50 to $60 million a year for 3 to 4 or 5 years just to win 9 games in the worst division of football. And I get it. I mean, no quarterbacks don't grow on trees. But the thing is, though, if you let him walk, there'll be a couple teams out there who'll grab him and probably pay him the money he wants or close to it.
Yeah.
Maybe the Steelers. Who knows? We'll see. Maybe some jobs will open up next year. Who knows?
A homecoming in Cleveland.
Why not? Might as well. So I agree with you on that. I'm close. I don't bigger that low. I'm close though. Again, we're one off again. 15 is your quarterback, Jane Daniels. Again, he had a great rookie year. He had a bad sophomore year. So what do you stick him in the middle?
No, I agree. I wanted to put Jaden lower, but when I'm putting pen to paper, I just couldn't write his name down that low on the list.
Yeah. He was, and I think he was so good the rookie year. We can't forget that just yet.
No, exactly. You can see the promise. You just gotta hope it wasn't that 1 year wonder.
Right. All right. So who's number 14 then for you?
Jaden Daniels.
And 14 is Baker Mayfield for me. So we swapped it again, 15-14.
Yeah.
We're in the pocket, bro. We're in the pocket.
We are.
Our biggest one we're off on is Brock Purdy. That's it.
Yeah.
So.
No, and I'm proud of you for giving the respect to Brock Purdy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm the one that was kind of like, we gotta see more. I don't know if it's like this. Is Shanahan? It's not Shanahan. I don't know. So who knows?
Yeah, last season you just kept talking about Mac Jones and why'd they pay Purdy, but you're showing why they paid Purdy just by your list.
Yep. All right, 13. You got
at 13. This is probably where I lose you.
Maybe we'll see.
Caleb Williams.
Okay. Did you lose me? Yes. However,
it's one
understandable. Thank you. And I have thought about taking him out my top 10 also too. He's my top 10. I have thought about that though, but for the same reason. It's just 1 year. And Zach, you know my rule. I've been doing this show 15 years. And my rule, I need a 2-year sample before I start really buying into you. However, he had a great rookie second year. So, and I also think his rookie year, the coaching was really, really bad. So I think what we saw last year is actually going to be close to who he's going to be. That's why I'm buying high on him now. 13 for me is Jared Goff.
Wow.
and it's weird because I was really trying to find a way to put my top 10. But he also had a really rough year last year by his standards.
He had one bad game, truly god awful bad game.
Right.
Otherwise, he was phenomenally. He's got the weapons. He uses his weapons. And you know who was number 2 in the league in passing touchdowns last season?
Was it him?
Yeah.
Behind Stafford?
Yep.
Yeah. It was tough because I was trying to find my put in my top 10, but I'm like, I don't know, man. Because I know it was injuries reason why it happened, but there was a lot of letdown last year with the Lions. So, unfortunately, it's a suffer with it too. So, all right, 12 for you. Who you got?
12 for me. I have Justin Herbert.
Now,
great regular season quarterback.
That's the big one for us now. The big separation between you and I.
Wow.
I get it though. I get it. Go ahead.
He never shows up in a big game.
You're right.
He's starting to remind me of Kirk Cousins, a guy who, when there's nobody watching other than the home crowd, he's phenomenal. You put him in front of the spotlight, you put him in a pressure situation, he just doesn't perform.
I get it. Like I couldn't do it, but I understand. I do. And at some point we got to grade these guys by also what they do in the playoffs as well too also. And not for nothing, he does have a really good team and a great coach. So you can't use excuse there either. So, you know what I mean? But he's also, and I'll get to him in a second with that, my explanation on that one in a second. But 12 for me, this is why I brought Purdy. This is why I brought Purdy. Yeah. Again, it's like Jared Goff. Like, get him in the top 10. Do I not get him in the top 10? Is this guy worth it? I don't know. We're wrong with it. But like I said, between 12 and 18 for me, any of these 6 guys can be in the top 10 next year.
Yeah, so it's a tier.
It's a tier, yeah. This is like the most tier of the tiers, like in terms of like the not mediocre, but like guys who are B+ quarterbacks, but not quite A's because not consistent enough. This is the best here. So, 11, you got?
At 11 for me, I have Jordan Love, a guy who, by all measures, efficiency, touchdown, third down completion percentage, pressure rate. He is a top 10 quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But when I watch, I just don't see it. My eyes tell me a different story.
I agree with you.
And so I couldn't do a top 10 for a guy who has done nothing but really win since he's gotten the starter role.
And let's not forget too also when they drafted him and he got a little bit of time to play before Rodgers actually left the team, he didn't look like he was ready to be quarterback in this league.
No.
So he's come a long way. But he's now had, 3-4 years now under his belt now? You got to get it done, bro. In a franchise that's had Bart Starr, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, there's an expectation to be a above average quarterback in the league. And I'm not saying he's not there or was not close to being there, but there's no consistency there.
Here's my question. Is his receiving core B-, or does he just not make his receiving core look good?
I think both.
Both?
I think both. I think Christian Watson's good when he's healthy. He's always hurt, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They drafted Golden in the first round, and he did not look good last year.
But at the same time, they pay you to make these guys better. Like, why would I pay you that kind of money if you're not going to make players better? That's why we pay you. So we don't have to. The purpose of paying a quarterback that kind of money is to not have to pay for a receiver that good. It's to I can bring in the guys off the streets or guys who are B+ or B or even C receivers and make them better. That's why Tom Brady gets the love he does. Because all these guys that play with Tom Brady, minus Randy Moss, were virtually nobody's anywhere else. You think Wes Welker was an All-Pro before New England?
He was a pro. He was about to be a Pro Bowler His last year with the Dolphins, he had 90 catches, almost 100 catches.
Okay,
I
so
believe.
1 year. Okay, 1 year. Fine, 1 year. But every receiver outside of okay, I'll give you Welker then too. But look, I mean that you bring Welker, and Welker's not. If Welker had stayed in New England, he might have been an all-time great.
Yeah.
That's how good he was in his peak. So
Uh.
I know 11 for me is Drake May.
Wow.
So
this is where we differentiate.
So I'm gonna apply your Caleb thing to Drake May. It's just 1 year. Okay. Now I think Drake May deserved to be in the conversation with MVP. He had a great year, but we also have to bake in the fact that they did have the easiest schedule in football last year.
Yes. So we just had this conversation about Jordan Love's wide receiver core.
Mm-hmm.
I could not name a wide receiver he threw to last year.
Right.
Like, he had a horrible receiving core.
Yeah.
And yet he managed to be second in MVP.
And go to Super Bowl.
That's how good I think he is.
And go to
He
Super Bowl.
makes his guys.
Right. So I'm applying that logic you had with Caleb and Drake May. One thing else. Is he top 10? Probably. Yes. He's probably the top 10 quarterback in the league, most likely. You don't go runner up MVP and not at least get look-sees to top 10. But and again, this next batch here from like 6 through 11 for me, again, guys, it's interchangeable in some ways. So the guys I have above him right now, or have a larger sample size outside of one guy of success on the field that I can at least rely on. So we'll see. But Drake May should be back in top 10 next year, I'm sure. We can see where he's going. So if you go top 10, we're there. Number 10, Zachary, what you got?
At number 10, a guy who's taken 2 teams to the playoffs. He's already played in a Super Bowl. It's Jared fucking Goff.
Okay.
The guy puts up numbers like crazy. He's had one of the best offenses the last three years. And if you watch that team, you've only got one guy with sure hands.
Yeah.
The kid Williams, he drops passes right and left, and yet Jared Goff makes him look like he should be a $30 million or more wide receiver.
Right. Again, I don't hate it. Jared Goff is probably a top 10 guy. Like I said, all these guys can be top 10 guys at any point. There's a lot of, this might be the most parity-driven quarterback list in my memory. Because through the years, you have like an actual tiers of like, okay, we know who the top this is, and the top this, and the top this, and it. And there was always separation to those tiers. Outside of top maybe 2 or 3, maybe even 4 guys in the league, there's a case that between 5 and 19, because of situations and injuries, are closer than you realize.
Oh, I agree.
So 10 for me is Sam Darnold. Super Bowl champion. 1. He has 2 years also of this shit though. Not 1, 2.
I just cannot believe I'm hearing these guys that you're naming, and I know a guy who you have on this list ahead of all these guys who have won, and it's embarrassing. I want you to go home. When we get done, I want you to think about your list again. Okay?
I'm staring at it right now.
Yeah.
I'm staring at it right now, bro.
It's you got one guy it's just embarrassing that you have him so high.
Well, you can't get mad at me. You haven't even mentioned him yet, so we'll get there in a second. Wait,
no, I've already mentioned the guy you got way too fucking high.
But the question here is, Zachary, is how high? And how high was I when I made this fucking list?
No. I mean, I like your Sam Darnold pick. I had a little more respect for a guy who has won 14 plus games the last 2 seasons.
2 years. But Seattle and Minnesota, okay? And they won a Super Bowl that same year. What a 2-year odyssey, bro. This is one of the best 2-year odysseys I've ever seen by a guy who was a journeyman.
Exactly.
Pretty sick, huh? Number 9, Zachary.
At number 9, it's Sam Darnold.
There we go. I agree, dude. It's right there, dude. And there was a part of me that actually wanted to put Sam out of my top 10 still.
See, there was a part. I really feel like I fucked up. I'm actually gonna correct this. I'm gonna put on.
No.
I'm not putting Sam Darnold on the list yet. He's going higher.
Oh no. So
Coming in at number 9 is Dak Prescott. You have weapons, and you never can win a big game. You got the Justin Herbert syndrome, or Justin Herbert has the Dak Prescott syndrome. I don't know who's got whose syndrome, but
Dak's older, so it has to be the Dak syndrome, I guess, because the Cowboys have always been known to fail.
Okay.
All right, we'll stay in the NFC East. Number 9 is Jalen Hurts.
Disrespectful, man.
A little too low.
You just hate guys that win.
Bro, I'm a Hurts guy, bro. What are you talking about?
You get swayed by the huge passing games against garbage teams like Cleveland.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, this is trying to look. No AJ Brown now, and look, he deserves to shine because Jalen Hurts gets a lot of unfair criticism. But now you got to get done. No excuses now. If the Eagles don't, if he doesn't step up this year in a way without the weapons he has, he will get blamed for that. Fair or unfair. So that's what it is. All right, number 8.
At number 8, I have the runner-up in MVP from last season, Drake May.
Okay.
I had him high on the list till I rethought my Sam Darnold position, so he had to drop down a little.
I feel you, brother. I feel you. 8 for me is where I have Caleb Williams. That's where I have Caleb Williams. Again, that was a magic year last year. I really believe that what we saw with Ben Johnson, I think if you want to put Ben Johnson and asterisk next to Caleb Williams, go right ahead. Because I think what we saw with him last year was a credit to not just him being who he really is, but also the credit to the right coach in the right system. Because a lot of reasons why Caleb Williams was not as good rookie year was bad coaching. Was horrible coaching.
No, I agree. Look, I'm not hating on this. I'm not shaking my head or anything to this. I could make an argument to put him in the top 10 as well.
Yeah.
I just decided not to.
It's fine. Yeah. Yep. So, all right, number 7.
At number 7, it's Sam Darnold.
Okay.
I moved him up. I had to move him up 2 spots just with the argument. Two amazing years. And you know what? He went from, like you said, a top 3 receiving core 2 years ago to a one-man show last season. And he still managed to win 14 games.
Yeah.
And then ball out in the Super Bowl.
Right. All right, 7 for me is another NFC East quarterback, Dak Prescott. He has the numbers. Even last year, he had the numbers. He has the numbers.
All of my reaction is not to the guys you're naming. It's the guy that is still on your board.
Yep, I know who it is, too. I want to get there soon. Maybe soon, but maybe higher than that. I don't know.
God.
Oh, God. So, is that number 6 for you then?
No, remember I made him 9. I moved Dak down to 9.
You did him 9. Right. So number 6 for you then?
At number 6 for me is Jalen Hurts, a guy who does nothing but win, and is close to having 2 fucking Super Bowl rings against the dynasty team. So,
and I would have 2 MVPs also too on top of that because he was even in losing calls in that first Super Bowl the best player on that field, not Pat Mahomes.
Oh yeah. So I give props to what you actually do. I don't need you to be 4,500 yards and 40 touchdown passes if you're doing 30 touchdown passes and 15 fucking rushing touchdowns. The guy, he gets you the first down every time.
You know what's funny? If I would change one thing. I move Hurts up.
Justin
You know
Herbert,
what?
Jalen Hurts. Yes, I would
You know what?
change it too.
No, I would. I don't blame you, bro. Oh God, that's number 60, right? Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
That's where Justin's at, buddy. Good job in locating that position. I was going to tease say he's in the top 5, but I'm like, I can't do that. I can't tease that.
You had him any longer, I'd have really questioned. Actually, no. I'm still questioning your thought process of making him the 6th best quarterback in this league.
So do you know who? Do you know what Herbert is to me right now? The comp is right now. To 4 years in, I was 4 years in. Do you know what the comp is right now? He's Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning didn't win his first playoff game until like what 3-4 years in. He got the
7 years. I think it was
maybe longer. Maybe longer. Peyton Manning got the same rub, and the thing Peyton Manning was recognized. Peyton Manning was actually recognized as the best quarterback in football, while having failures. So there's no difference between him and Herbert in terms of like the narrative, if you will. So I mean, I get it. Like I'm not mad at you him lower in that. I get it because he probably doesn't deserve to be as high as he does. But I'm also baking in the talent and the fact that he is. That loss last year against New England was yes, he does take responsibility to some degree, but that offensive line was fucking garbage last year too.
How about the loss to fucking Jacksonville in the playoffs a couple years ago?
Oh, 2 years? Yeah, I mean that's on him too. Also, I agree.
Yeah,
that loss actually is why he's not in the top 5. To be honest with you. So I'm saying, but yeah, I know, controversial. All right, we're in the top 5, buddy. Top 5. What's number 5 for you, buddy?
Lamar Jackson. Dude. You're a 2-time MVP. And yet, for the most part, you are the reason why your team doesn't go further in the playoffs. Now, maybe it was because of play calling, trying to make you look good, when they should have been handing the ball off to Derrick Henry. But you got to start winning big games in the playoffs. And you got to stop sitting out for minute injuries.
Here's the thing.
I also think he's
Go ahead.
I also think he's slowing down a bit.
I think
he's losing his legs.
No, he's what 29, maybe 30 now.
Yeah, something like that.
It's a possibility that we're at the peak. It is possible that we've probably seen the best of Lamar Jackson. That's definitely on the table, without question. But how is his narrative different from Josh Allen? Because both guys are not going to Super Bowl. Both guys have played in a conference championship. Both guys lost a conference championship.
You know I would say it's simple. Josh Allen lost an AFC title game on a 13 seconds because his defense could.
That was a divisional game, actually.
Divisional, okay.
Right.
Like that's how you can pinpoint how Josh Allen has lost playoff games.
Right.
And it's because of his defense. You can look at this past game against Denver and be like, how is that an interception? And what world is that an interception? You know?
Mm-hmm.
So with Lamar, you can't say that. Up until maybe 2 years ago, when was it the tight end who dropped a ball?
Right.
No, and that was probably his finest playoff game in his career.
Oh, well, question. If I agree with you, who's played better in the playoffs between the two guys? It's Josh Allen.
Yeah,
I agree with you 100%. So
look,
they're the same though.
And I'm the guy who'll argue that Lamar Jackson should technically have 3 MVPs because I think he got robbed with Josh Allen. I love Lamar, but I have 4 guys ahead of him, and I will argue to this day that they have proven more.
Right. All right. So 5 for me is Joe Burrow. He's this low because of the injuries. Not for nothing. The Bengals have missed the playoffs for the last 3 years now. I know a lot of it's due to his injuries and stuff, but again, that's part of the story. Because Lamar gets the same criticism also too. So why is he no different? But Joe Burrow, like I know, obviously when healthy, arguably best quarterback in football. I agree with that. But we're now 5 years removed from the Super Bowl appearance. We're not 5 years removed from that. Nothing's been done since then. So it's time for him
to. I thought he went to an AFC Championship game the year after.
He did, yeah, he did. And after that was it.
So we got 2 AFC Championships, a Super Bowl appearance, and we're like, that's not good enough for top 4.
No, he's still top. He's still top. Well, he would be top 4. Well, I'll get there in a second.
I will accept the reason why he gets hurt is because he has a shit offensive line, and the reason why he has a shit offensive line is because he has a shit defense, and he has a shit offensive line and a shit defense because he is argued to have his wide receivers paid instead of having talent around him and on the other side of football.
And whose fault is that?
No, that's what I'm saying. I will say it's his fault he gets hurt because he chose to get his wide receivers paid the way he did.
His fault and his dumbass fucking front office, okay? And honestly, if I'm Joe Burrow, this is a big year because if they don't show any progress this year, I'm asking to be traded at some point.
But that's the other thing. He also plays for Cincinnati with the cheapest owner in all of football, who every other team would have found out ways to finagle the salary cap so that he could have protection or have a defense so that he's not getting creamed every time he drops back.
They're not smart. They're not a smart organization. Bottom line.
It's not about being smart. You could have the smartest GM in the world, smartest cap guy in the world, but if you got a cheap fucking owner who doesn't want to spend money, you're never gonna get anywhere.
Well, they don't deserve anyway. They don't deserve Joe Burrow anyway. So,
just like Carson Palmer.
Does Joe Burrow finish his career in Cincinnati? You think? I lean no.
I would agree with you because I think if they trade off T. Higgins or Jamar Chase during the season or after the season, he'll demand a trade.
Yeah.
But I think it takes getting rid of one of those wide receivers in order to truly make that team good.
And honestly, if they don't make the playoffs this year, I think that's going to have to happen. That's the only card they have left to play. Trade one of your assets to get more assets back for draft picks or whatever it be. You know what I mean? That's all you have. Whoever said it was smart to sign T. Higgins to that deal is beyond me. How the hell you have an elite quarterback? And yes, he's elite, but also have top tier receivers. Like the whole point of elite quarterbacks is not to pay those guys like that.
Yeah, because you can find a quality wide receiver 15 to 30 in the first round.
Yeah, especially when you have Joe Burrow as your quarterback. Especially.
Yeah.
Stupid. It's really dumb what they did here. And they're gonna pay for it next if they don't make playoffs this year. They're gonna pay for it. I think this team's on the clock. Joe Burrow's on the clock in Cincinnati right now, I think. So
I agree.
All right, number 4. What do you got?
At number 4, the guy we just argued about, Joe Burrow.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, perfect. So we can go to number 4 for me. 4 is Patty Mahomes.
Oh shit!
Well,
damn, I thought. No, I can't argue.
Not gonna argue. There's only one reason why he's number 4. We don't know when he's coming back. We don't know yet.
I mean,
if they say week 1 he's come back, he's number 1 or 2 in the list.
Yeah, we'll just hurry up and go to number 3, and I'll be like, I can't argue with you. I have Pat Mahomes at number 3 because
you're just shocked that I did it, right?
Yeah, I'm shocked you had him lower, especially when you have Herbert so fucking high. But you're a top five quarterback, and your wide receivers all suck. Like at some point, you have to be able to make one of them good.
Yeah.
I mean, they've tried to bring in everybody in this world with speed, size, anything, and they all suck. Your only offensive weapon that can catch is old man Rivers, Travis Kelsey. So
Well, he did win 2 Super Bowls in spite of that, of the receiver situation. He
yeah,
did.
exactly.
But they did
But
get
now
old.
their
They
defense
got
is
old
getting
though.
their
They got old.
defense is getting really old too.
They got old really fast. Like Chris Jones got old overnight.
Yeah,
You know,
and I would
so
argue their defense was at least the reason why they won that second Super Bowl.
Kenneth Walker signing is a big one for them. That takes pressure off of Mahomes a little bit. But they need receivers. And now Rasheed Rice, he's a suspended, is he? He's all right to play, right?
Yeah, he's already done his jail time.
Okay. They have guys that can chip in if they stay healthy, of course. So we'll see what happens there. Rasheed Rice is there, But yeah, he's only number 4 because I don't know when he's coming back. I keep hearing week 4, week 5. October seems to be the agreeable time that people say that Mahomes will return to the team, but nothing definitive yet. Otherwise, he's number 1, 2, or 3, no lower than 3 for me. I know you're shocked because I'm the Mahomes homer in this whole fucking podcast, so I get that. So, but 3 for Mahomes, right?
Yeah.
This is where I have Lamar Jackson.
No.
And it feels like a crossroad year for him now. It feels like a crossroad year. Like, okay, this is it. Okay, no more excuses. John Harbaugh's gone. You got a new offensive coach, new offensive system there. Get it done. Like, the AFC is wide open right now. There is, if I told you to pick a favorite in the AFC, I don't think you could. Certainly not a definitive one.
Look, here's what I'll do to defend your pick at number 3.
Okay, go ahead.
He does have a new coach. How many more wins would he have under his belt if it wasn't for his old coach? I think that guy coaches in New York somewhere now. I don't recall where.
That's my coach. Yes.
Yeah,
We
man.
need someone like John Harbaugh, to be honest with you.
I mean, honestly, you don't even have to worry about blowing fourth quarter leads because you're not gonna have them. But yeah.
Damn. We'll save for next week's show. Losses there.
So no, I get it with Lamar, and like I said, he could easily have 3 MVPs. I just worry he has been injury prone the last 2 out of 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's lost the stuff or choosing not to run.
Right. Either is bad. Either one is bad because it basically a strength is gone, whether by injury or by choice.
If you're choosing to give up running, that hurts your passing game. Because if they have to be in fear of you running at any time, it opens up so many passing lanes.
Yeah. All right. So, but I think this feels like a crossroad year for Lamar. It really does. There's a group of teams in the AFC: Denver, KC, Chargers. You can throw in the Texans if you want to. Obviously, the Ravens, Bengals when healthy, Bills. You gotta say the Patriots because they were in the Super Bowl last year. There's 8 teams right now that you can say I can see in the Super Bowl this year. There are 8 teams AFC. There's not you can pick any of those 8 teams, and yeah, you'll pick one, but it's not definitive. You know what I'm saying? So if there's any year that Baltimore and Lamar Jackson has a chance to get to the Super Bowl for the first time with this unit, it's now. So look at that. This is Lamar's year. You got to do it. Use it or lose it, as they say, right? So number 2, what's our top 2 now, buddy? Number 2.
At number 2, it's the MVP from last season.
Yeah, same
Matthew Stafford.
We have the same 1 and 2 pretty much. Stafford, same thing too. Also, and I flirted with number 1. Actually, I did actually flirt with it, but
I didn't.
I was like,
I think it's a clear 1, a clear 2, 3, 4, 5 are all on a separate tier, and then I thought 6 through 12 was about another tier.
Yeah, so tier 1 for me, 1 through 5. Boom. Tier 2, 6 through 10? Yeah, 10. I'll put Sandro on that 10. Tier 3, 11 through 18. Tier 4, 19 through 22. Tier 5, 23 through 24. Or 25. And then tier 6 is 26 through 32.
Alright, so yeah. If I wasn't gonna go 1, 2, then tier 3, 4, 5, tier 6 through 12, and I'm going to 12 just for your boy who you have at number fucking 6.
Look, I'm not. Look, you can get mad at me all you want, though. I'm not
And
Bryce Young in the top 10, okay?
and then my next tier is literally 13 through 18. Then 19, honestly, 19 through 22 is a tier all of its own, and 23 through 27 is a tier.
Okay.
And then 28 through 32 is they're just waiting to draft a quarterback.
That is interesting, bro. That's interesting. But so, but you give me number 1 is Josh Allen. Number 2 is Stafford.
Josh Allen.
The only reason I even flirted the idea of Stafford number 1, he was so good last year, bro. He was so good. But I can't also use the playoff loss because Denver last year on him, even though he had a bad game. For Josh Allen anyway. Because overall, there's not a team outside Lamar Jackson that relies on a quarterback more than the Bills do.
Yeah. And so, I mean, the difference for me with Allen and Stafford is, one, Allen's legs.
Yeah.
That monumental difference. And then you look at the wide receiver core.
Yeah.
I mean, it's night and day between those two quarterbacks' wide receiver core.
Yeah. And not only that,
because their running backs are about even.
And not only that, Stafford's year to year anyway, too. As good as he was last year, he's year to year. He can retire this year, bro. You know? He can retire. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. That's how I see it. So, but yeah, that's our 32 for the 2026 season. I really want to hear fucking Chris's top 10. Top 20, top 32. I may ask him next week on the podcast. Hey, run 32 real quick, and then we'll make fun before we get to the preview.
Yeah.
I mean,
just less real quick, buddy.
Or at least ask him what quarterbacks are aware, and so I can
just do tiers even just to give us ideas.
Yeah, what a top 10 Bryce Young, bro. What are we doing? So anyway,
like I said, he couldn't even be top 15. You couldn't make an argument.
No,
you could maybe 20. Make an argument near 20, but that's it.
No. I
oh well, he finally got a wide receiver or something. I don't know, but
so anyway, that's our 32 quarterbacks into the year. Next week we do our official season preview. Where we take all the win predictions from Vegas, and predict wins up over and under. My favorite podcast of the year. So Zach, good job by you, brother.
Good job by you. Well, screw that now.
What?
Fucking go. I want you to take a little time and rethink your list, man.
They don't know what
I want you to focus in on number 6.
You're the worst, bro. Later.
Later.